Okay, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sarah at Novel Sarah-ndipity. I just changed my name like a week and a half ago and I'm still not used to saying it. Moving on. Oh my god. I'm trying to hurry because I'm about to go have lunch with a friend and I just really want to get this video recorded. So this is going to be my August wrap up. That is what I was originally trying to say. I'm hoping this video is going to be quite a bit shorter than my July wrap up. That one was 18 minutes long. I tried to change the way I did my wrap ups, which people really seem to like. So I hope you guys like this one too. But in July, I read 6 books. This month I sucked and I only read 4. So let's just get right into it, I guess. So I'm going to go to lowest to highest, which there's only 4 books. I had 1 4-star read and 3 5-star reads, so I had a good month. I'm not going to lie. I'm also not like a super critical rater. Like if I like the book, I'm going to give it a 4 or 5 stars. And yeah, that's who I am as a person. Accept it. But I read Illuminae by Amie Kaufman and Kristoff, and I guess I didn't actually read it. I listened to the audiobook because Jade from Jaded Reader told me it was quite the experience, and this book kind of scared me because how large it is and its different format. But for the majority of the book, I did read along because I prefer to do that. And especially with this book and format, it was kind of fun to just read along as you're listening to the audiobook. So I think everyone should listen to this audiobook. This month, I'm waiting for my library holds for Gemini, so I will be listening to that one hopefully this month. I am like hold 17 out of 18, so I don't know if I'm gonna get to it, but I sure hope so because it's one of my emoji-a-thon books. But I give this 4 out of 5 stars just for a few reasons I think are probably more personal than book. I'm not a big sci-fi person, so it's not like a genre I'm used to reading, though I did really enjoy it. This book was just so unique. The setup of the book was a dossier, like setup. They're all just documents put together in chronological order of the way the book is told. It has a little bit of romance and the relationship. It's definitely a background part of the book, the romance, but I feel like the romance in the book is just so realistic. Like there's problems and there's bickering, fighting, and it's like an actual relationship, but like you can tell they really love each other. So I really like the background relationship in this book. It was the layout of this book that really caught my attention, and it was the storyline and character development that really kept me entertained. The book is set up as a giant dossier, documents. I think it's extremely fun and gives kind of a twist to this genre, though I haven't read a lot for this genre, to be completely honest. I'm not gonna lie, because sci-fi isn't exactly my genre in particular. So I'm really enjoying the fact that I took so much out of this book when it's not my usual genre. The audiobook of this was fantastic. Each character had a different voice, which I really like. I know some people don't particularly like audiobooks because some of them have all one voice actor, but this was my first audiobook, so I don't know how true that is. I might be lying to you, like second-handedly lying to you, and if that's true, I'm so sorry. Maybe I'm making it up. I don't know. I do want to read this book like with my own eyeballs at some point in my life, but not anytime soon, probably. Maybe in a couple of years. I'm not sure. Yes, I will be finishing this series and I'm actually quite excited about it. The ending and cliffhanger sets you up perfectly for Gemini, so I actually really enjoyed the ending and I'm really excited to see where the characters are being taken, especially the 2 main characters, because basically this book is them trying to survive and they're not together, but I think in book 2 they're together. I don't know because I haven't read it yet, but I feel like that's going to be a cool experience and kind of a slightly different setup, so I'm really excited to see where Amie Kaufman and Kristoff take that. The only downside of this book for me was the point of view of the AI, or artificial intelligence, that really becomes a prominent thing a little bit before the halfway point, kind of the beginning. Some of the pages turn out to be extremely extremely repetitive. And I know that was probably the point because it's an AI, but I found myself being kind of bored and like not paying attention when it was the AI's point of view. So yeah, that's probably why I'm giving this 4 out of 5 stars. The one thing I really did like about the AI though is that it added a really cool twist, and I really appreciated an AI being such a prominent character, I suppose, in a science fiction book. And it gave me the 100 TV show season 2 through 4, I think, feel, and that's one of my favorite TV shows, and some of my like favorite seasons is the seasons with the AI. So that gave me like a 100s feel and like makes me want to finish the like catch up on the TV show because I'm behind by like 11 episodes. I'll catch up sooner or later. But all in all, I give this 4 out of 5 stars, like I said, and highly recommend at least listening to the audiobook if the size of this book or maybe even the layout of this book scares you. But yes, so first book. The next book I'm not going to go much into just because I have a non-spoiler review video up of it already, but that was Paperweight by Meg Haston, and I'm giving this 5 out of 5 stars. The one thing I do want to say about it is that there's trigger warnings for eating disorders, compulsive behavior, obsessive behavior, and suicidal depression. I want everyone to be able to be aware of that before going into this book. I wasn't aware of it before I went into it, and it caught me off guard. I know a friend who wasn't able to finish it because of the triggers, and during the Green Ribbon Book Club live show, which I will link down below, we talked about how we were triggered without knowing we were triggered. I care about all of your guys' mental health, and I want everyone to know before going into this book that it is highly trigger warning. So yes, be careful. But 5 out of 5 stars. If you do start reading it and you're like, holy cow, why does she rate this 5 out of 5 stars? At about this point of the book, I was at 2 stars and then 3 stars and then like 5 stars. So yes, this wasn't a 5-star read until closer to the end of the book. I've never had a book where more than halfway through I'm like, oh my gosh, this is definitely going to be a 2-star read, and then it turns out to be a 5-star read. It's just, yes, if you want to know why I rated it a 5-star out of anything else, go and watch my non-spoiler review of this book and go to Kate's channel, Chapter Kate, and watch the live show of this one where Kate, the founder of the Green Ribbon Book Club, Marina from Read with Marina, is kind of like her moderator, I think she explained herself as, and then they asked me to be a guest star in their live show. We talk everything Paperweight, and yes, so if you want to join the Green Ribbon Book Club, I will link all that down below, even if you just want to research it a little bit to know kind of what it is. So yes, 5 out of 5 stars. This was my booktube-a-thon booked movie adaptation that I didn't finish until well after booktube ended, so oops. But this was another 5 out of 5 star read for me. If you like gaming, pop culture, and action, this is definitely a book for you. It talks a lot about 80s pop culture, music, movies, TV shows, games, so on and so forth, which you don't necessarily need to know a lot about. I definitely didn't before going into this book. The important stuff, it really explains to you anyways, so if that's the only reason you're not like reading this book, I would definitely pick it up, because just do it. All the pop culture in this book gives this book such character, and the characters are just so well developed, I feel like, especially the main character, most of the side characters, and the characters within the book, just a super small synopsis, are going through this game where the winner gets basically the life fortune of the game developers like will, including all like control over the game. There's an evil corporation, of course, that is trying to get control over the game so they can like monopolize the game, which evil corporation, hello. The action added to the story like crazy, and within the book, the game itself is like 6 different like levels, I guess you could say. You find a gate, you find a key, you find a gate, you find a key, you find a gate, you find a key, and like so on and so forth. Then you win, sort of. There's obviously more to it, but the way it was set up was so unique, and it's one of those things where it could have been super confusing, but Ernest Cline kind of set it up and explained it so well that it wasn't. It was just a really fun read, and it actually took me a lot longer to get through this book, and I think it's because it's not a genre that I would usually read, and like the lettering and spacing was a little bit smaller than I'm used to, and I think that like kind of played with my head a little bit, but it was just such a fantastic book. Even though it took me way longer than it should have to finish it, I still recommend it to everyone. Most times I found myself so engrossed in the story and the characters' stories in particular that I found found myself getting extremely invested into the book. Very invested. I also learned recently that Ernest Cline is writing a sequel to this book, which I'm not sure how I feel about because this is such a fantastic standalone, and I'm not usually a big standalone book person because I really like series. I like being engrossed in the world. But this was such a great standalone that, like, I don't think it needs a sequel. And I don't know if it's because the movie that they're making a sequel so they can make a sequel movie and make more money. I don't know, but I don't feel like it needs a sequel. So unless it's really well written and there's really good reviews, I don't know if I'll pick it up or not because I don't want to be disappointed. And the movie made me so mad. I know this isn't like a book to movie adaptation review, but like I felt like the movie followed this book like 15% maybe. Like everything was so different. And I know book to movie adaptations are different in a lot of ways, but like I don't even think it was similar like 50%, like maybe 20-25%, but like it was just so different. I actually found myself getting kind of mad about it because this book is so amazing that I needed the movie to be amazing too. I wasn't expecting it to be exactly alike, but I wish it would have been at least similar, and it wasn't. I also heard amazing things about this audiobook. I don't know if that's true or not either, but I do want to pick up the audiobook at some point in my life. I just don't know when that will be because my TBR list and my TBR reread list is just extremely long, and I feel like it's one of those books where if you reread it or listen to the audiobook of it, you're gonna catch things that you didn't the first time because there's just so much. So yes, 5 out of 5 stars. Here it is. My last book and my last 5-star read book is All the Boys I've Loved Before by Jenny Han. If you haven't heard of this book, I don't know what rock you're living under. The Netflix original movie just came out on Netflix. I got to page 23 in this book, and then the movie came out and I watched it because I have zero self-control. Is anyone surprised? And then I finished the book, of course. Unlike Ready Player One, the movie followed the book pretty well, except for like the ending and some like short scenes that were like cut out or changed a little bit, which I didn't hate. I do like the book better than the movie, but this is just a really nice, fluffy YA contemporary book, which I haven't read in a very, very long time. I used to be obsessed with Sarah Desson. I still have a bunch of her books on my bookshelf. Only about half of them I read, so I kind of want to get back into her just because I remember always really liking her writing and her stories. But yes, so the thing about the book that I liked better than the movie, or just liked in general, is that this had a lot of sister scenes that I felt like the movie was really missing out on, and a lot more of the Korean culture and like family-ish stuff. The book had more of that, which I really appreciated. It had enough of this like different culture in this book without totally drowning you with too much information, which I really appreciated. I love everything Asia, so this was fun. Even though it's like in America and she's like Korean American, but yeah, I loved the culture aspect of this book also. At a lot of points in this book, I found myself either laughing or smiling or just, there were so many moments, like, it was such a cute book. I am Team Peter all the way. Sorry, not sorry. But yes, I will continue on with this series because I really loved it. I heard book 2 isn't quite as well received as book 1 is, but I'm invested now. So yeah, I gave this 5 out of 5 stars because I'm not picky with my star ratings. If I like the book, it's getting a 4 or 5. I'm not that critical. If I enjoyed it, I enjoyed it. So yes, if you're looking for a YA contemporary like novel or series, I would definitely check this out. If you've seen the movie, I would be advised the book ending and the movie ending are different, like most movies, I guess you could say, that are adapted from books, but I highly recommend this. So a lot of these books were actually relatively popular books: Illuminae, Ready Player One, and To All the Boys I've Loved Before. And I know a few people have joined the Green Ribbon Book Club and read Paperweight. Any of you out there wanted to let me know any of your comments about any of these books, I would love to talk about them with you. It's why I'm here. Comment below. I love conversating with every single one of you. I love all the friends I've made. And earlier this afternoon, I hit 100 subscribers. So I'm probably gonna do like a special shout out video to the booktubers that really helped me along the way, and I'm kind of planning that. So it took me a lot longer than I wanted to get to 100, but I'm also surprised that I made it to 100. Does that make sense? I don't know. But yes, now this video is diverging in the opposite direction of its title's name, so I'm gonna end it here. But like, comment, and subscribe, because sometimes I tell funny jokes. Anyways, thank you for watching all the way through if you did, and again, comment, like, and subscribe. Okay, bye!